Hello, I'm Tony Higginson. If you can hear me with the crashing waves, I'm on the Durham coast. It's not really famed for its landscape photography, but we found a cracking little spot here, and I'm going to show you what it is and how I photograph it. It's not photographed too much, this location, because it was quite a nasty climb down. If you see those cliffs over there, you're not coming down the cliffs, but you're coming down one of the gullies in between, and it's quite tricky. But this is what I'm photographing here. It's this rock with the lovely leading. Look at that. Beautiful rock, and it's leading in to this little pool. And you see how it forms a little T? I'm just going to lean over now, click the frame, and you see the water flowing through. And what it's doing is it's clearing this line. Oh, that's a big wave. Look at that one. Woo! We're getting a bit of action, and you've just got to wait for these waves to come and go. And these are great. I love this kind of stuff. Technically, I've got two grads on. I've got a 0.6 soft, which kind of counteracts the darkening at the bottom of the frame that you get when I'm using a shifting down with my tilt shift. And I've got a 0.9 hard, darkening that sky down, and my polarizer. All of those filters stacked up, plus I'm using ISO 50, means I'm getting 10 seconds, because it is getting a bit dark now. It's sort of sunset. And before we go now, I'm going to take a picture of the supermoon, which has appeared on the horizon, just for something a bit different. I'll put my long lens on to compress the perspective and bring the moon into the frame, and then I'm going to crack on to another location tomorrow. So keep watching. There's going to be some really nice images in this video. Well, at least one, because this is nice. Good morning from Chemical Beach. Love it here. It's the third time I've visited, and I've got a glorious sunrise this morning. If you've followed my videos, you'll know I'm just not one for photographing the actual sunrise. I like the colour from it. So there's the sunrise, and I'm shooting. Let's go around 180 degrees in this direction. So I'm using the light off the sunrise to light this stack and that lovely soft pinky pastel-y colour. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a panorama by shifting. So I'm shooting in landscape format, and I'm shooting two separate frames either side to give me a finished result, which will probably be, it might be 16:9, might be 2:1, that kind of format. And I think it's going to suit this scene really nice. There's just the lovely pinks behind the stack. You can see them just moving across the sky now. So I'll just show you quickly what I do. I've taken a frame there by accident. But what I do is, if you can see me on live view, I've got live view on there. You might not be able to see it. Let me see. Oh, you can. I've got live view on, and I'm shifting the view across. So that's using the shift. I'll take that shot. So I've got my delay on. So I'm taking that shot there. Once that's taken, I then shift across to the other side, take that shot, and that's my panorama. Two images stitched together, and I'll get that lovely pink colour. I'm using a 0.6 soft grad just to bring that sky down a little bit, but I'm not dealing with massive contrast because I'm shooting in this direction. Great start to the morning, and I think that's going to be a nice shot. Here it is. I've moved just a bit further up the beach and slightly to the left for what is a slightly different composition. My initial idea was to put the stack in front of the harbour at Seaham because it's got cranes and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is, a beach like this, I mean, it's called Chemical Beach. It's full of man's industry, you know, there's wooden posts and bits of old scrap metal and all that sort of stuff. It's been here for years, they've used this area. And so when I thought about it, I actually don't mind including those details of the cranes and the scaffolding that's actually at Seaham in my composition. So I moved slightly this way. The colours hung around for quite a long time. So I've got these gorgeous, in fact, I'm just going to click that now. Got these gorgeous blues, the pinks, and then the rock. The sun's just rising over in the distance. I'll show you because I know people love to look at sunrise. There we go. It is a gorgeous thing to see. Beautiful. And what a place to be. And these are the distant cranes that I'm including in the composition, which I like. Well, you'll make your own mind up. Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think. Do you prefer the inclusion of the industry, or do you prefer it to be blocked off and just show the lighthouse, which is kind of a bit more of a traditional kind of subject, isn't it? A lighthouse. Everybody loves a lighthouse, including myself. Whereas cranes are a bit of a harder sell. But for me, I like both, so I take both. Really nice. And there is forecast for quite a lot of rain to come in. I don't know what's going to happen weather-wise now for the next few hours, but I'm going to try and shoot some detail. There's some beautiful sand over here. It's a dark sand and it's got stones on it. So I'm going to have a go at shooting some of that and see what I can get. I've moved along the coast, and where have I come to? Now this is the game. I'm going to show you the end of the pier only. Hardcore landscapers, that should be enough. Can you get it off that? Which pier is this? If you need more clues, here we go. Ah, there's the giveaway. Saltburn Pier and the funicular railway which runs up the hill from it. Cracking little spot, and I've selected this place to shoot. The tide hasn't quite come in enough yet to surround the pier, but I like these reflections in the wet sand. So I've taken my camera off my tripod because it is beginning to rain. I don't want it to get wet. And it's a tricky day for shooting. It's cold, like I say, it's raining, but there is detail in that sky. And with a 0.6 grad, it's just pulling a bit of that information out of the sky, and when I post-process I'll be able to make that cut look quite dramatic. So I think it's going to look quite nice. I got a shot with a couple of horses running through the scene and they kind of surprised me. I wasn't quite on a high enough shutter speed, so they're not quite sharp, but I still think they had a nice little element to it. I don't know, I'll have to wait till I process it to see what I get, but I just thought I'd let you know where I've moved on to. And I'm now going to wait for the tide to come in and surround the bottom of the pier and cover this beach, so hopefully I'll get the nice movement of the water coming in and out. So that's my plan. There's some people here. Maybe I can include something like that in my shot. You know, some people walking on the beach, a couple of kids. Does work. I'm just going to grab that quickly now and show you what I get. I can't believe it, it's raining again. Every single video I shoot seems to be in the rain, but the tide's come in and it's really working out well actually. The waves are just perfect. Can you see them coming in now? See how they're rolling in there? Lovely. So they're rolling in and rolling out, and with different shutter speeds, the ones I'm liking are probably going to be in the sort of half second to a second range. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk out into the water now and take a few shots. And here's a bit of footage of me in action. I'm going to teach you something now that I know about life. The more you can go with the flow, the better life treats you. That's my experience. Chris wanted to get an extra shot over there. I was pretty much done at Saltburn. I said, yeah, go on, shoot it, and I'll see what I can get, something different. And so I decided to shoot a shot I don't normally take, which is looking down the underneath of the pier. And I quite like it. I'll show you quickly now what the image is. It's looking down the pier there. Oh, there's a big wave coming here. Whoa! I don't want to get wet. And so I've taken that shot. I took two separate images, different length exposures, and effectively I'm doing a HDR image. I'll blend the two photos together in Photoshop because there's so much contrast with the bright sky and the dark underneath of the pier. But I just thought I'd show you something a little bit different, and I'm going to be interested myself to see how this comes out. Well, what a great way to finish the day. I'm at one of my all-time favourite coastal locations in the UK, and it's Roker Pier in Sunderland. Just fantastic. And what makes it is the magnificent sweeping wall that takes you out to the lighthouse. There's just everything you want. I mean, look at that. That's a landscape photographer's dream. It's so easy to compose. I mean, it composes itself. So it's just a question of deciding how much you want to zoom in on it. I'm using my 70 to 200, and I'm pretty much shooting at 200mm, getting as much of that lighthouse in as I can with a lovely sweep. I'm choosing not to use too long an exposure. I'm getting an exposure of around a second, 1.3 seconds. And that is still leaving the ripples in the water, which I want. I want some texture in that foreground. I don't want to completely remove all the details, and there's not much in the sky. Well, that doesn't really matter, because what makes this composition is just the simplicity. It's just the simple curve and then the upright of the lighthouse. You don't really need anything else. Good morning. I'm back at Chemical Beach near Seaham, and obviously with it being the next day, the tide's just short of an hour later, so I've got here at sunrise again, but the water's further in this time, and it's surrounding a fantastic little subject. I don't know what it's known as. They just call it kind of the steel wheels or the iron wheels, whatever. And it's a pair of old, it's like an axle and two steel wheels. Used to be used on some kind of cart or machinery or something, and I'm going to show you how I'm shooting it. There it is. See the wheels there in the sea, and the lighthouse beyond. And what I'm doing is, I'm shooting at 200 millimeters. So I'm really compressing the scene, and I'm bringing that lighthouse forward. So I've actually got the lighthouse at sea and beyond the wheels, just to create something different, if I'm honest. See, it's the kind of scene that's photographed all the time. I mean, there's people here photographing it now, and you know, I'm just going to recompose on this while I'm here. You know, there's people all the time taking this picture, so I want to try and take a different version of it, get something a bit different. And so my idea is to shoot it on a long lens, and hopefully, you know, I mean, it'll have been done before. I'm always saying that in my photos, but it's just my take on it. You know, from the side on, you get to see the whole wheels, and I think it's quite interesting. I'm using 30-second exposure to remove all the detail from the water, and I think it might be an interesting image for you to see, and maybe something for you to try if you come here. Check it out. Don't know how to end this one. Keep watching, subscribe. I don't know. Oh, I've got to do that again. Thanks for watching. Is that better? No? How about this one? Please subscribe. Please click it. I need it. I'm a bit desperate, that one. How about this one? You want to see more of my videos? You better subscribe. Yeah? I don't know. Do what you want.